how much you experience Devi much more. And now we'll be entering into the next portion of the program, where we will be listening to we'll be understanding some of the various revelations made by Devi Parashakti for humanity at this time. As all of us know, Devi has been continuously guiding us and blessing us. So let us look at some of the revelations made by Devi and how we can heed to the guidances given by Devi, and we can yeah. So let us enter into this next segment and understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed about this pralaya, about this pandemic. So, as we all know, humanity is still undergoing the effects of the cosmic deluge, this pralaya. Thousands of deaths due to the global pandemic and emerging fungal epidemic, along with record numbers of natural disasters, have taken a huge toll on humanity's collective psyche, leading to increase in poverty, malnutrition, depression, and mental health issues. So what is called in this segment, let us go through a scientific and statistical understanding of Devi Parashakti's revelations on the cause and solution of this pralaya, this cosmic deluge. So all of us know the current status of the world right now. And since this has been made, the number of deaths has increased to well over 4.4 million people. Confirmed cases of COVID-19 has crossed well over 220 million. And the worst affected countries are still the US and in India alone, the number of cases has over 400,000 people. And the number of people fallen into 2020 is 75 million people. And India is considered to be the sixth most depressed country in the world. And 6.5 is suffering from some form of mental illness, especially in the age group of 15 to 24. Mental health issues or the pandemic, including the cyclones in shortly. So how could we have prevented this? How could we have avoided this? Let us listen to what Devi Parashakti has revealed as the cause for this pralaya. sorry for the technical glitch. So let us look at the translation of Devi Parashakti's relation. Yes. Devi revealed, for this huge enemy, they chased the captain of the ship out of the country. See what is going to happen now. And in 2017, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had revealed the vision for this Padayatra and of Buddhism spreading again. 1,000 power manifestors would walk from Kanyakumari to Kashmir and Supreme Pontiff of their homes and give them solutions for every problem, whether physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was ready to get on ground and meet people where they are. And since the age of 10, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been enriching people and preparing them for this Padayatra to save them from the Pralaya. And from that age, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been enriching and initiating the masses into the science of enlightenment through his powerful discourses, initiations, and darshans. And here you can see in the next several photos we'll be seeing various programs that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been conducting over 2 decades, enriching people and blessing people. And here you can see how many thousands of people in each program were being blessed directly by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, were being initiated into the science of enlightenment. You can see the people from various different backgrounds. You can see the birth star celebrations in Tirunamale. And how many different people from various walks of life who were there enriched and blessed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. You can see the Jayanti celebrations in East School and the NSB programs, various discourse, this Pralaya, to protect them from this Pralaya, to prepare them for the Padayatra. And even the Saptayagam program, which was a of homas conducted by not only the Supreme Pontiff, doing the homa himself, as well as to the same homas. It was a huge offering to humanity, bringing so much. Each of these photos, how many were being blessed to be in the presence of the avatar, to be initiated into the science people for this Pralaya, and to ultimately bring them to the new age, the Satya Yuga. And in order to do this, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was preparing to do the re-energizing process of the 12 Jyotirlingas along with the Padayatra. However, the anti-Hindu elements made it nearly impossible for Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to do the re-energizing process by driving the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism out of India. And Devi Parashakti has revealed the solution for this Padayatra, for this cosmic deluge, for this Pralaya to end. Devi revealed that only when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is received once again in India, respect and reverence as the head of the Kailasana and the re-energizing process of the 12 Jyotirlingas, will we see an end to this Pralaya in India. And as we look around and we see so much of suffering and pain, we can understand what the great rishis of the Vedic civilization had forewarned as this Kali Yuga. And Sage Vyasa echoes the Rishi's declaration in the Kurma Purana and the 4 yugas. People are so sinful, they forget the dharma, the 4 varanas and the 4 ashramas. In fact, men are so sinful, stones for their great sins. The only place, and the Kurma Purana also states that Lord Rudra, Paramashiva himself, is the avatar for the Kali Yuga. And it states Brahma is the presiding divinity, which appeared to Rama. In the Dvapara Yuga, the 3rd cycle of time, the presiding divinity is Vishnu. And in the Kali Yuga, the 4th cycle of time, the current age, the presiding divinity is the avatar is Rudra, Lord Maheshwara, Mahasadashiva himself. And out of his deepest compassion to protect humanity, on the 2nd of January 1978, Paramashiva himself descended into the human form in the Nijavatar of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism explains that if he himself had waited one more year, it would 1979 would have been too late. And on the planet Earth was to protect humanity. And Devi Parashakti herself has revealed about this. Let us look at the translation of it. People of the world, oh listen, Kali Yuga has matured and over time has come for Satya Yuga to happen. So the Pralaya has come. Don't worry, people, in the form of Nithyananda, I myself have for this. The avatar began the Padayatra at the mere age of 10. And this Supreme Concept of Hinduism began in which at a time with the truth from the sacred scriptures and the secrets of higher living, where the Supreme Concept of Hinduism led them from Gudiyatam, Tamil Nadu to Tiruvannamalai, his birthplace, and a huge spiritual pilgrimage site. And when the Supreme Concept of Hinduism was around 19, all his fellow monks gave them an unforgettable pilgrimage trip experience. And this until the Supreme Concept of Hinduism founded the international mission, the Nithyananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally on the 31st of December, all over the world. And this, with the Supreme Concept of Hinduism's intensity and dedication for the people, even among crowds of thousands who don't understand English, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's voice resonated deeply, and his presence moved each one to tears. And in 2004, the Avatar led his disciples on the first Himalayan Yatra, visiting temples, delivering satsangs and initiating, and guided individual souls not just to physical spiritual sites, but to supernal spiritual realms. And in 2006, the Padayatras were taken to the next level with the Kodikan Radayatra, with crores participating and impacted by Nithyanandeshwara and Nithyanandeshwari deities traveling from city to city. And the Padayatra was not only conducted in 2006, but the Kodikan Radayatra culminated with the consecration and inauguration of the Garbha Mandir, the sanctum sanctorum of the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivam, Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti, and the Swayambhulinga at the Adi Kailasha Sattvanjya in Bangalore, South India. Here you can see the Supreme Concept of Hinduism offering Abhishekam to the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Swayambhulinga. And these deities were energized as Achavataras to radiate the energy of Paramashiva and Parashakti to create the Adi Kailasha Sarvajñavita as a ship to save humanity from this upcoming Pralaya. And the Supreme Concept of innumerable spiritual energy centers in India as safe havens during this great deluge in Bangalore and the Kailasa in Hyderabad. Each of these spiritual ecosystems have provided support and protection during this time when so many people are suffering and are struggling with their mental health, are struggling with protecting their families. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has created these ecosystems worldwide in order to protect people. And in 2008, the Avatar created and energized the Nithyananda Vaidya River, the Ananda Lingam, which would protect anyone who bathed in its waters from the deadly Supreme Concept of Hinduism performing Ananda Lingam. Another Kodikan Radayatra and got international attention and created a movement where lakhs of Hindus once again embraced Hinduism. And wherever the Avatar seeds have graced the planet Earth, there the seeds of super consciousness have been 1 billion people have been enriched and enriched by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. And in the port for people, the ecosystems in India, the Kailas and Erode, the Adi Nithyananda here you can see, have provided multi-layer quarantine for all residents who want to come and reside there and protect themselves in India. And the other Sadvajñapitas across the globe and the other enlightenment ecosystems across the globe have provided spiritual and emotional support. The Adi Kailasa Satvanyapita in Bangalore has provided the multi-layer quarantine for anyone who wants to protect themselves during this time. And so has providing the Kailasa in Los Angeles have been providing support in the form of various programs, online programs, uh, yoga sessions, online yoga sessions, online chanting sessions of Kailasa in Los Angeles, the Kailasa in San Jose, Sarvinipitas, the enlightenment ethos across the globe in order to protect people, the Kailasa in Seattle, in order to protect people during this pralaya, to ensure that they are not affected by this emotionally or physically. You can see the Kailasa in Houston, Texas. And otherwise, also, each of these ecosystems, the Kailasa in Charlotte, North Carolina, have been beautiful to them, this ambiance in order to experience the superconscious breakthrough, the Kailasa in Washington, D.C., energized by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Kailasa in Phoenix, Arizona, where you can see the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself consecrating these deities. The Kailasa in St. Louis, Missouri. And each of these ecosystems have a special significance. The Kailasa in St. Louis, Missouri is the energy of Tirumala Tirupati of South India and the West. And it is a beautiful ecosystem for all to experience. The Kailasa in Oman, which is Mangay, and it fulfills the needs of Hindus across the Middle East and through these energized. The Kailasa in London, UK, the Kailasa in Scotland, UK, the Kailasa in Netherlands. The various Kailasas reach out to all the citizens of Europe, to the Kailasa in Luxembourg. And each Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem radiates. The Kailasa in Germany, the Kailasa in Italy, the Kailasa in France, the Kailasa in Switzerland, the Kailasa in Mauritius, and the Kailasa in South Africa. You can see how many people have been enjoying the various enlightenment ecosystems. The Kailasa in Salem, which was established personally by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in 2006. It's one of the important energy centers in Tamil Nadu, which was the Adinam was founded by, and his secretary donated this land to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in 2008. And the Kailasa in Patnam, the Kailasa in Varanasi, the Kailasa in Rajapalayam, which is a Shakti, and this is radiates the divine feminine conscious energy, and it is considered a Hindu heritage site. The significance of the land for Hindus lies in little known in the fact that Devi Meenakshi stayed in this area after her coronation. One of her golden rings slipped from her hand, and while she was resting here during her search for Paramashiva. Here is this one of the most important energies Tamil Nadu in South India. You can see how many thousands of people have been enriched by the Kailasa in Kerala, the Kailasa in Gujarat, which is the Yogini Satvanyapita, built exclusively to enrich people across the globe about the sacred feminine tradition. The Kailasa in Tiruvannur in Tamil Nadu, the Kailasa in Alankulam, also in Tamil Nadu, the Kailasa in Chennai Tamavadi, one of the first Kailasas established in South Pacific, the Kailasa in New Zealand, another beautiful ecosystem in the South Pacific, the Kailasa in Singapore, which was established personally by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in 2006, the Kailasa in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, established in 2008, the Kailasa in Guadeloupe, South America, enriching the global South American population, and to ensure humanity survives during this pralaya. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has created a sovereign order of Kailasa with thousands of sannyasis with no discrimination against caste, creed, or religion. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has initiated thousands into Nithyananda spiritual healing who are actively healing millions all over the world. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has established over 2,500 satsang centers, Padaka mandirs, and home temples, which operate as de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa. And the Avatar has inspired millions to reclaim their Hindu-centric freedom through thousands of Padayatras, which were conducted by the Hindu diaspora worldwide, honoring the hard work of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism and the revival of Kailasa, silently preparing each one for what was to come. And in 2017, devotees in Malaysia planned a Padayatra and executed it successfully, with thousands who participated and the dying Hindu population in Malaysia being reinvigorated. And in every major festival, devotees from all over the world have performed the Padayatra out of their sincere devotion and love for the Avatar. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has contributed over 27 years of humanitarian services and has enriched and enriched over 1 billion lives across the globe in 347 cities in 196 countries across 6 continents. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has served over 1 billion free organic nutritious meals, continues to serve across the globe. And the HDH Hindu University, Kailasa Nithyananda Hindu University, has been established in US, Canada, UK, Slovakia, Switzerland, and France. And Kailasa is the world's greatest digital Hindu nation with over 1 billion views. And you can connect with us on various social media platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, and hinduuniversity.org, Kailasa TV, and Nithyananda TV. And you can always download the Enlighten app, which to keep yourself in the high space and always be enriched by the teachings of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. And there are over 1 billion e-citizens in over 100 countries, with the most successful community in the world. And you can see in this photo how many different locations the e-citizens of Kailasa reside. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has various global initiatives in various fields in health, education, and the development of human potential. And by sharing the practical applications of Hinduism and its science of enlightenment, through which we have made various breakthroughs, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has enriched millions of people across the globe. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has provided foreign aid through Hindu diplomacy with the Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations initiative. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has contributed in various fields, including global peace, education and children, equality, and food and environment. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has offered free education in 150 plus countries. It is the world's largest in the universe, with over 7,000 courses. And of course, Kailasa, with the vision of No Hungry Home, has initiated multiple services, including Annadan, organic agriculture, and has offered 1 billion free meals and continues to do so today. Even during this pandemic, even during this Pralaya, Kailasa has not stopped its services, but only has increased its services in order during this time of need. And Kailasa has offered free food in 196 countries across the globe. And Kailasa has also availed free medical services for millions of people. And this includes free medical camps with high quality medicine and various kriyas in order to heal people of various diseases and disorders. The End Pregnancy Program, which was in children, and the spiritual healing services, which have been offered across 1,008 Kailasas across the globe. And even today, Kailasa has made this available. And even in multi-layered quarantine as well, in order to protect people, in order to all needs are 1,000. the scriptural references which have mapped for yogic techniques, the Supreme Pontiff has contributed so much in the field of yoga, and this includes 1,000 scriptural references for asanas, dharana, kriya, pranayama, and more, and has 2 Guinness World Records for rope yoga and pole yoga, the Shivastama yoga, and has 6,000 plus and the revival Kailasa has Sacred Arts University has produced over 4,000 Hindu deities, which are now consecrated and worshipped in 600 plus locations across the globe. This includes over 3,270 deities made of stone, 400 made of 5 metals, 100 made of marble, 15 traditional wooden chariots, 1,000 plus. Also established the world's largest Hindu library with 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and Kailasa has developed the largest Hindu digital library with 1 million digitizers and the world's largest collection of the Kashmiri Shaivism scriptures. And with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's hard work over the last 27 years, inspiring millions of people to traverse again on foot from Kanyakumari to Kashmir and to re-energize the energizing process of the 12 Jyotirlingas. The avatar began visiting temples in earnest to start the intense spiritual process. While the avatar was working hard to protect India from the Great Destruction, the anti-Hindu military did their best to halt the avatar's mission. One, through various attacks and lawfare, physical attacks, and after years of pouring energy into the making of the only ship that would save humanity, the Supreme Pontiff for 2 decades, instigating the deadliest brutal attack against a single Hindu leader. Since 2009, the repeated attack against him and his disciples, the anti-Hindu nexus, the truth never had a chance to come out. The attack, the character assassination, the lawfare against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is still unknown to the majority of the population in India, despite so much of brutal attacks against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And over 14,000 hours of hate speech to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and fabricated cases were filed against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And in 2018, the avatar was forced to leave India after a nearly fatal assassination attempt. In his absence, India and Indians are suffering the repercussions of their unconscious acts. In the Puranic age, the whole kingdom of Ayodhya, the economic meltdown. And in the same way, the economy began to fall in India 2 months after the avatar left. And today, Indians are still facing the most brutal effects of the pandemic with no end in sight, unfortunately. And despite being driven out of the country, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continues to be the last hope for humanity and in providing support in the form of multi-layer quarantine, spiritual support, huge blessing for humanity at this time, which has been conducted non-stop since the beginning of this pandemic, since March 2020, for anyone to be enriched and blessed during this Pralaya. And with back-to-back programs, darshans and satsangs, the avatar has made humanity physically, mentally, emotionally, and psychologically sail through this Pralaya. And when the whole world has closed its doors to India, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism opened Kailasa's campuses across India for Indians in desperate need of protection with multi-layer quarantine, and has provided not just the accommodations freely, but free food, free internet services, free classes, so people are continuously staying active and not falling into depression during this time, and free medical services, free immune boosting supplements, and various other free tips in order to protect people in order to ensure they are staying Hinduism has made available in the Kailas enlightenment ecosystems, which have become the Kailasa COVID care centers now. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has also increased the organic free agriculture in order to, in the Guru Gita, it states that the Guru is the one who will protect you from anything. In verse 43, it states, salutations to Guru, whose two lotus feet with the pain of duality, and who always protects one from calamities. And in protection against great diseases, great disturbances, great evils, great fears, great calamities, and great sin. And it also states that there comes death in forsaking a mantra, poverty in forsaking the Guru, and Raurava hell in forsaking both the Guru and the mantra. And it is only the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, the avatar, the Guru, who can only protect us during this time, during this pralaya, as have been stated in our scriptures. We must realize that the pralaya will only end in India when the divine feet of this avatar walk on its soil once again. The decision makers must realize this. The media should realize this. Every citizen should realize this. It is in our hands to save ourselves from this calamity. It is only the Guru's feet. It is only the Supreme Concept who can protect us during this time. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been continuously working, as we've seen, to protect humanity, to ensure they are staying safe and protected, to guide them and to continuously bless them through various darshans and programs, continuously offering the Devi Parashakti Akashic readings. And if you are just overflowing for the happening of the avatar in your life, you can stay tuned for divine lotus feet of Swamiji and open yourself up to receive the grace and blessing of Swamiji, of the avatar himself, manifesting Devi Parashakti. So stay tuned for this next segment. We will be right back after a very short break.
Nithyananda, and welcome back to this segment where we'll be learning more about the various traditional offerings we can make to Devi Parashakti today as we get ready to receive her darshan. Of the gratitude to the divine is a pure gift of love and devotion of the sacred sentiments of the devotee for the divine, and the offerings are not made out of fear or greed, but it is just a pure love, devotion, and gratitude. So receive the darshan of Devi Parashakti. Welcome Devi Parashakti in our inner space. Let us contemplate on this Dhyana Shloka. Let us remember the form and splendor of Devi Parashakti with this Dhyana Shloka, which is from the Mula Manonmani Dhyana. This verse says, Induni bhaveda karavanninayanam syat pankajavaraabhaya japakshara sarayuktam angahimabhushana vichitravasanam syat. The translation for this verse: moon-like face holding Veda books on hand, fire in eyes, with lotus flower gracing and blessing hands, and one hand with Japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments and wonderful clothes and shining crown. Her name is Manonmani. And another Dhyana Shloka on Devi Parashakti describes Ye Devim Trinetram Shashinibhavadhanam Vedahastadadanam Savye Padmam Varadamapare Cha Bhayam Cha Privyayabharanam. The translation for this verse: I meditate on Devi with three eyes, glowing like a moon and holding the Veda, lotus and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful. And in the Hindu tradition, the various traditional offerings to the divine, the offerings of element of gold, and the significance of this divine element of gold is described in scriptures. Let us look at this verse from the Atharva Veda, which describes the significance. त्रेधाजुतं जन्मनेदं हिरण्यमग्निरेकं प्रियतमां बभूव सोमस्यैक्यम् इंसितस्य परपक्षि. Triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni is one. It becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was hurt. One day Kong life. Gold is a divine element. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance, of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy. Gold is present in all scriptures in the Agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, and Puranas. In the scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal, which purifies our being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual fees were offered in gold. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold. The horses and cows were dressed in gold. The civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. The Indus River was called offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. Temples are gold. Deities are made in gold and decked. And so now let us look at some of the traditional offerings that we can make as we get ready to receive her darshan. Yeah, one was fond of true devotion. So let's see this verse describing Devi Parashakti's love for true devotion. It says, Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Kamya, Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha, Sharvani. She can be won over through true devotion. She removes all fear. If there's any fear in the turn more and more inwards, the role of the divine is known and understood clearly, and the need for Devi worship then becomes stronger. Shambhavi is the consort of Shambhu, Lord Shiva. Sharadaradhya means the one who's worshipped by Devi Sharada, Devi Saraswati. Sharvani is the wife of Lord Shiva. Linga Purana says Lord Shiva is gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti by offering your Kanika, your token of gratitude and love to the Hindu tradition, where it is customary to offer some token of gratitude when we receive the darshan of the divine. It is said that we never go empty handed to receive the darshan of the divine or Guru, and we always through the e-hundi on the website www.kailasamila.com/seva. And the next offering on the website is the offering of the conscious resolution to Devi Parashakti. And this verse from Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 34, describes that the goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess being prayed without interest in anything, which that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. And offering the conscious resolution blesses the devotee with the offering of the conscious resolution on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sahasrita, she who likes the repetition of her various names. And in this offering of the Sahasranama Swarna, pure gold coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. This is a very special and unique, any of 3 different denominations, and you can offer any number of coins as you would wish to offer. This offering blesses the devotee with imbibing the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti, sacred names of Devi Parashakti. Make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin inscribed of Devi Parashakti herself. This offering can be made on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. The next offering of Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, which describes the beauty and splendor of Devi Parashakti, adorned in pearls. It says, मुक्ताहारलसत्किरीटरुचिरां पूर्णेन्दुवक्त्रप्रभां शिञ्जन्नूपुरकिङ्किणिमणिधरां पद्मप्रभाभासुरां सर्वाभीतफलप्रदां गिरिसुतां वाणीरमासेवितां मीनाक्षीं ततमहं कारुण्यवारां निधिम्. I bow to the goddess Meenakshi and her small bells, who is shining like the splendor of lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddesses Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. And you can offer the gold finger ring with embedded pearl, the Mukta Anguti, to Devi Parashakti, and receive the blessings to be showered by her compassion and pure love in all your business endeavors. And you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas, and the offering of different sizes. And you can register for all of the traditional offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower. The significance of the gold lotus is described in various scriptures, and this verse from Kamika Agama also describes the significance of the gold lotus and the worship. It says, अष्टविद्येष्वरोपेत कुम्भावरणसंयुतं सर्वे ससूत्रवस्त्राढ्या हेमपङ्कजभूषिताः सपिधनः सच्चकुरच्चश्च पक्वबिल्वफलप्रभा Snapanadhyaya samsiddha pramanena samanvitaha. The translation of this verse, it says, all the kalashas should be suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be adorned with several references in the Hindu tradition for using the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involving the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, the lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower in the Hindu tradition. The Shakti of Paramashiva is also called a lotus. The base of the Paramashiva linga is the lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered a lotus, one who is about to bloom. We can make the offering of the gold lotus, 3 different sizes, and be blessed to. So you can make this offering of the gold lotus on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. On the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. And this verse from Saundarya Lahari describes the beauty of the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. It says, Nakadhiditi Sanchanna Namajjanatamo Guna Padadvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Saroruha. The translation for this verse, you whose toenails destroy the darkness of it overpowers that of the lotus flower too. And you can make the offering of gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of life. So you can make this offering. Parashakti is offering Sudha Sharabhi Varshini. Parashakti is the Swarna Mangari. Devi is described as Sudha Sharabhi Varshini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara, she who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. And the Swarna Mangtika represents the nectar flowing from the cave. And we can make this offering of the Swarna Mangtika to Devi Parashakti and of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude in the space of complete/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And this Saundarya Lahari states that the nails of Devi Parashakti have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings. From tamas is indicative of the ignorance in the minds of the devotees, and by constantly prostrating before Devi, their ignorance is removed and they attain the ultimate knowledge. We can make the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is one of the most sacred ritualistic offerings of gratitude from disciple to Guru, and offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja blesses the Yajaman with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti herself and the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti, the Supreme Pontiff of Buddhism, Jagadguru Mahazanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. You can register for this offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Vastra Seva, the sacred cloth. And this traditional offering, the devotee with the continued protection and blessings and grace of the divine during all aspects of life, during all times in life. You can make this offering of the Vastra Seva, the offering. Here you can see the various offerings that can be made, the traditional offerings that can be made to Devi Parashakti as we get ready to receive her blessings and darshan today. The e-hundi offerings can be made in multiple currencies and any amount as you wish to offer. The Sankalpa chanting, the Krasa, which is the pure one inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti, can make this offering embedded with pearl. This offering can be made in 3 different sizes as well. The Swarna Padma Pushpa can also be offered in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti, the gold touring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. You can make this offering on the website. The Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline on the website www.kailasamila.com/sevas. And the traditional offerings of Seva, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja and the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth. Register for both of these Sevas also on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And let us now take a look at the website where you can make all of these traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti as her darshan and blessings today. /sevas. And as we scroll down, you can make the various offerings for each of the Baba Samadhi darshans or any special occasion and special event where you would like to register and offer your gratitude and devotion to the divine. You can make the offerings on this website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And if you would like to make e-hundi offering in different currencies of your choice and any amount of your choice, on the link here on step 2 to make your offerings. If you'd like to make an intention to make an offering to Devi and you'd like to receive Devi's blessing, fill the form on step 1 and make your intention. And if you've made the traditional offerings and you'd like to offer the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution for yourself and your family members, you can also fill the form on step 3. And the e-hundi offerings can be made in multiple currencies: the Indian rupees, the Singaporean dollars, the Malaysian ringgit, the Great Britain pound, and the Chinese yen. And you can make these offerings in any amount of your choice. And the traditional offerings of ornament, the ritualistic offerings, can also be website. You can make the offering of the Parashakti. This offering can be made in 3 different sizes. The Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, can be offered in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, can be offered in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti, the gold touring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. The Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the Vastra Seva, and all of the traditional offerings that kailasamailer.com/sevas, and you can click on the links on step 2 and make her darshan and blessings today. Getting ready for the next segments of this program, learning more about care and well-being, guided by the Supreme Pontiff of this by Devi Parashakti. So let us look at the various things being made available for the well-being of humanity during this time of pandemic. The various contributions of Kailasa, the de facto embassies of Kailasa for society. and for the care and well-being of human society. So let us now get ready for these next.
Talk. Nithyanandam, welcome back to this segment of Kailasa's multi-layered quarantine facilities at the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies, which are available now in India of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. What we learn from this segment today across the world due to COVID-19